Hello everybody, coming at you with all my might. It's my, how you guys doing today? Today I'm going to be working on the bike. I got hand guards that go on it. I got a skid plate and radiator guards. But first things first, I need to adjust the idle and then chain tension. We have about 2 hours on the bike and now it's idling much higher than it used to. And I read in the manual that that's perfectly normal, that you just have to adjust the idle periodically, and it does affect the throttle, so you definitely need to have the idle set. So we're gonna get on that and get things done. All right, so it did need a lot more turns in than I expected, but now it is to a point where it's actually making a difference.
Oh yeah, now it is.
And there we go. We got the idle turned down. It was substantially higher than it was now. I'll have to double check in my videos and see what it was compared to stock when I first bought the bike. So the bike is good and warm. We just ran it up and down the road all through the gears. And as you can see here, we have an oil drain bolt. This is the one with the magnet in it. So we have one on this side, and we actually have two oil drain bolts on this bike and one on this side. So you want to do both of them so you drain all the oil out of the bike. And then when you're filling it up, here's your filler cap. Then this little screw right here above the starter, that is your oil check level. So you'll actually take that out, fill it with oil and make sure the bike's level, and then oil should pour slightly out of that hole when you have enough oil in there. But first, you need to get the bike warm and then empty both of these drain holes. All right, so there's the drain of the oil. Now, the oil is actually really clean. I mean, it's not black at all. You can see that's just, but this is only with 2 hours on the bike. But why you change the oil so quick is because of this. So this is a magnetic drain plug, and we have, see that? There's metal. Now there's always going to be metal floating around in there, and that's why you don't want to run too much time on the first oil when you're breaking it in. But yeah, you can see that that's, you know, the clutch fibers and the steels are rubbing together. Everything's going to set in. But even though the oil is good, obviously you're collecting the first wear and metals on your plug here. So that's why you don't want to run too long. You want to get the first oil change out of the way after you get some braking in done, and that's why. We're going to clean that off and stuff it back in. So here's the skid plates. This is the TM Design Works skid plate that we're going to be putting on. It has the linkage guard, and this is the OEM factory skid plate. And let me tell you what, this is actually pretty thick. They're about the same thickness. This one honestly feels lighter than the factory OEM skid plate. It's actually heavier than the full-sized one, I believe, unless they're roughly the same because you have longer. But I mean, I don't have the mounting hardware on that, but this one, yeah, it's a thick boy. It's pretty impressive for an OEM skid plate, but I wanted one to cover up my linkage, so I got this skid plate as well, and it has a little bit more coverage, actually quite substantially more coverage for your plate and side plates and stuff like that. So we got the skid plate on there. That comes up and covers that over there. And then on this side, it comes up and protects your starter. So, and then most importantly, it's got the linkage guard. So, all right, now on to the next part. We're gonna pull off the radiator shrouds and stick on the radiator braces. And there we have it. We got the hand guards on. I went with these because they have the mounts that have the curve on them. They were like $100 versus the $50 ones I put on my other bike, but it was so much easier with the tapered bars to actually have proper taper clamps. These are actually the Husqvarna original equipment bars. So got them all mounted on there. I moved my clutch lever so I can two-finger it, so I don't have to. I did have an issue where I had it out further, and I was trying to panic, and I grabbed it and pinched my hand against the bars. There's a video of that. But yeah, we're all set. I'm super excited. Got the radiator guards in there. Let's Move the bars so you can see that. See that? That's in there. So these bolts are literally, you take the bolts out of this and they give you new hardware for this bolt, and then you take that bolt and put them in there. So I know my radiator guards are in there and they're beefy as heck. That's pretty awesome. Got my skid plate on there. I did want to show you. So a bunch of crap falling everywhere. So this is the radiator guard, louver. And I mean, granted that piece, but look at this like the honeycombing and how thick that was. That's pretty crazy, like how thick this actually is for OEM. Like it's definitely not chintzy at all compared to the ones that came on my YZ. It's crazy. But I still pulled them out and replaced them with metal ones. So now we're ready to go. I'm actually all protected besides my besides my exhaust there. So hopefully I'll go on my first ride and I'll probably put a big dent in that, but we'll see. Hopefully not. But there we have it. We're ready to rock. Oil changed, hand guards, and ready to ride. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day and God bless.